It's time for trigger warning.
Trigger warning! Fuck your feelings, you little snowflake! Triggerwarning.tv.
How dare you!
Hello and welcome to Trigger Warning. I'm Hayden Hewitt, and joining me tonight is Graham Brittlebones Booth. How you doing, fella?
I'm all right. I'm not bad. My mum said that to me. She said, "Have you got brittle bones?" It's like, no. Fucking.
How many times have you broke that arm now?
Oh, I don't know. 15, maybe.
Show the people what you've done.
Oh yeah, I broke my arm. Look. Sorry, there it is. I felt really bad because the only thing I did was text you and go, tell him I'm not streaming. Was it Fat Belly? Tell Fat Belly I'm not streaming. And I was like, do you know how to get hold of him? I realised I'm only aware of him on the chat. But that was my emergency text to you, wasn't it? Tell him I'm going to let him down.
It just start with, I've broken my arm. What? You were bicycling, weren't you, Graham?
And it just flipped. It was like someone threw something in the wheel. It just went boom like that out of nowhere.
Basically, here's what really happened. He was riding along, left hand on the handlebars, looking around as he went past the school, lightly massaging his crotch.
Yeah.
Pottled it over the front, broke his arm.
Yeah.
That's
too much wanking. Everyone's saying it's wanking. It's wanking whilst on my bike. That's exactly what it was. Yes.
Yeah. Not full blown. Just squeezing, and then it happened. But never mind. You know these things do happen.
Yeah, my legs are wrecked as well. I'm on loads of painkillers now, and I've been saving them. I was due a couple of hours ago, but I didn't want the tail to be when I come on here, and I'd be sat here going, oh. But yeah, I'm not good, man. How have you been anyway?
Better.
Yeah.
Better than that, obviously.
I know. He phoned me. I was outside the hospital, just like I didn't have any money on me or anything. I was just literally just, there you go then. And I was just stood outside the hospital going, Hayden, I'm very sick.
No, obviously I phoned as soon as I had to make sure everything was okay. I'm not an insensitive man.
Oh shit, this is empty. I should have asked Soph to fill it up for me. But... Soph went out before, right? And I couldn't get the lid off my water. Because she's giving me a lid because I keep dropping it and going like that. And I couldn't get the lid off it. So she came home and I was like, but I need water. And it never occurred to me. I could just fill it up via the little hole that you drink out of.
Oh, dear.
I was just splayed on the couch, pathetically, just going, I need a drink.
But you're doing okay, though. You're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm not bad.
I just enjoy your pain.
That was the thing with
see it. It's not enough just to be told about it. I like to see it.
I always break my left arm as well.
Have you got a kerfuffle going on there?
Yeah, something's going on, but Soph's dealing with it.
It's all right then. Let's say hello to a couple of people. Cup of tea who says Soph has to look after you now too.
She's off work. Yeah.
Oh dear. Happy dog aphid Mr. C. Susan May. Hello, Susan. I don't recognize that name. I see a new person. I think it's a new person. Could be wrong. You could have been here all along. I've just not seen you, which makes me tremendously ignorant. Greg Topple struck a nerve. Fano Boss. Hello, mate. I think I mentioned Books Core there. Linda's in. Hello, Linda. Rick. Nick Harrison. How you doing, fella? Last Dance. Good to see you again, mate. Dunk Volvo. Alan Reader, Fat Belly, and more besides. If I didn't mention your name, forgive me. I'll try to catch up with you as we go along. So as well as Graham breaking his arm, have they put a cast on you, by the way, yet? They're not even bothering.
No, it's like where it is. It's like right where it connects with my elbow, and it's the one closest to me on top. Is that your radius? I can't remember, but it like where it is, it's just fine. It's not moving. It's not, like I've got this really tight thing on that I can't take off. Oh, there's a lot of crying over there. I hope it's all right.
Well, if you need to check, don't worry. One thing I did want to start off with tonight is Donald Trump. Donald is so unhappy. See,
I love that.
Twitter fact-checked him.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah, they fact-checked
his shit.
It was an opinion as well, wasn't it? Because it was his opinion that
it'll create more voter fraud. He also posted. Well, he didn't quite state it as an opinion. No, he also stated about a guy that possibly killed his wife, who according to medical experts did not kill his wife. So Twitter naturally said, look, this like most of Donald, I mean, how they just chose one, I don't know. But what they said, this might not be factually correct. You might want to have a look into this yourself. He shat the bed. He's been tweeting out. He's copied in. It was just this evening. If my phone had just... Technology is fucking hating me. Apparently, Cherry's watching, but he can't comment.
Is he one of them maps? He's been blocked. It counts in a limited state, lads.
Let's see if I can just find this tweet, because it is a corker. Here we go. Oh no, he's been tweeting quite a lot since I've read that. Hold on.
No, it's all right. Whilst you're looking for it, there are a couple of interesting points. Go on.
So ridiculous to see Twitter trying to make the case that mail-in ballots are not subject to fraud. They didn't say they're not, but they did say it's not widespread, as did the Trump Commission's investigation into mail-in fraud. How stupid. There are examples and cases all over the place. Our election process will become badly tainted and a laughingstock, all one word, all over the world. Tell that to your hater at Yo-Yo. Now, Yo-Yo, I didn't know this. He is head of site integrity at Twitter.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, the guy that tweets about him being a Nazi.
He's the head of... So, really, just lots of unhappiness. But he did say, he'd even consider giving a proper talking to. But I imagine he's been told that you can't do anything about Twitter, Mr. President. They can't hand it off on the FCC. They don't want it. They don't want anything to do with it.
This is the interesting thing, though, because the article they linked to was an opinion piece. It wasn't an actual fact check. It was just it was another opinion, which is perfectly valid.
Yes, you're allowed to have fine.
It. But the issue is,
it was just a link. It's how he presents the information.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing, though. This has now led to there's a draft executive order that's leaked that's intended to clarify, 230. The Communications Act over there, because obviously they get protections, and what they get protections under, as you're well aware, is if someone else posts your site. So if we put something on triggerwarning.tv, that article is our publication, but we can't be sued for any comments. Oh well, Last Dance, the only one I saw was a draft one. It might have changed since then. I don't know. That's fine, but. We can't be sued for comments, and that in itself is a very, very good thing. But what they did to Trump's tweet was editorialize it. He wasn't doing anything that was breaking the law. He didn't actually tweet anything. As arsey as he was, the tweet that they've put the CNN fact check on wasn't a 230 violation. It wasn't like
actually, strictly speaking, that is not editorializing.
Of course,
that
it is.
No.
They've changed what he put out.
Editorializing, adding information. For example, if someone commented on Trigger Warning and I said, that's bullshit, I am in no way editorializing their comment. Even if I add into their comment that, it's very tricky. If dictionary definition, yes. Legally, no. And this is where it's important to be very, very, very clear, because they are still platforms and not publishers.
Well, this is exactly what the executive order is there now to clarify, because strictly speaking, under the words of 230, they don't have a place because it wasn't grossly offensive, it wasn't overly aggressive, it wasn't any of the things that are specifically covered. And we all know they sort of adjust the terms of services after the event and stuff. And I'm not going to go through the entire thing now.
I have to say, I think
this order is very interesting. Go on.
The only thing Twitter have fucked up on is they did it to the wrong tweet. There were a million tweets by that man that are literally full of shit.
They could have done it. They could have done it one-to-one that was very much within the 230 thing of because, and this is the problem with 230 is it literally says good faith. That companies must act in good faith, and that's the problem at the moment because that is such a murky territory. I think the idea now is to clarify it with the FTC, which is a fucking nightmare,
Well, the FCC don't want any say on social media. They've made that clear.
Well, but it's going to be
the
tough,
FCC want to do, they're more interested in killing net neutrality, as we know, so they can fuck everyone at once, not just a few sites here and there. They want to go after everybody. But the only thing I see here is the Donald is now aware of Twitter not being his friend. And I think he will do what he does to get his own way. Now, this could be very interesting because I've long said that Facebook and Twitter are publishers, not platforms. Yeah.
Well, they have been acting as so, yeah. I mean, not just the Donald Trump tweet. There's literally tens of thousands of examples. Like, for example, someone writing Tommy Robinson on a Facebook thing and publishing that to their page, and they then get that removed. That is not a platform that are then removing the words Tommy Robinson. That is editorializing. That is publishers. They're not covered.
It depends what's in their rules. You would literally have to have it in your rules. Like, for example, I can only say if on LiveLeak, someone links to a website repeatedly, I can call it spam and remove it.
That's totally understood. Yeah,
exactly. But if someone just posts Tommy Robinson and I say, gets a bit trickier. However, we do have a caveat, and we have it on trigger warning, and most websites do have a caveat. This is a private website. We reserve the right to remove any content.
Yeah.
We wish. Can be anything. Now, you don't, but you have to have that there, in my opinion, just to be transparent and open. But what Twitter have done for a long time, the fact check thing is the least editorial thing they've done, because real editorializing comes in hiding, removing, and shaping the narrative, the flow of information, what people are allowed to see, what they see. Their very feeds are editorializing. The way their sites work is editorializing because its only goal is to keep you there. They would have been better off banning Donald Trump than fucking with his tweets. Seriously.
I agree with you. And
in fact, less damaging for them. It would have been less damaging for them in the long run if they just banned him. But they haven't, and I think this is going to get very, very interesting. I know just shutting them down isn't something he can do, as much as I'm sure he probably said it a couple of times.
Well, I mean, Trump needs Twitter just like Twitter needs Trump, though. There isn't, people go on Twitter to read Trump's tweets. And Trump certainly gets his message out there. He sidesteps the media. He sidesteps his press team. He goes straight on Twitter and threatens North Korea or whatever.
I'm not sure how that stands, Last Dance, because if you say they're a publisher, the responsibilities change completely. It's not a blanket freedom of speech issue. Twitter can say what they want. Again, it's so easy to simplify this because you get people like Brian Rose from London Real. I'm a free speech absolutionist. Absolute freedom of speech at all times. Deletes comments like a fucking lunatic.
Oh, I hate that so much.
I mean, I freedom of opinion. Yeah, but you've got to be open and say, no, you know what? If you're being if you're harassing someone, I might ban you. No, I'm an absolutist. That's it. Well, you block all these. David Icke. Nothing's more important than the free flow of information. No one should be silenced. his forums are quite strictly moderated. And I don't just mean along the form of rules. I mean, people that have perhaps said, I'm not sure about this one, just... So we see it all the time, this kind of blatant hypocrisy. So you can't just say it's a freedom of speech issue where a massive publisher is concerned, like Twitter. And also, Twitter and Facebook are far beyond the scope of just some small website like LiveLeak or even smaller site like Trigger Warning, where the impact is negligible. Facebook and Twitter have a monopoly on these things, along with YouTube.
Yeah. And these rules, the thing is, whatever's decided here might very well trickle down to the likes of us on our website. I think, though... Yeah,
no, they do have First Amendment rights. I think what you're missing is publishers have a huge raft of legislation and responsibility that platforms do not.
That's the thing. That legally they are not publishers. That's the point. Twitter is legally not a publisher, and yet... Like this is where the problems come, and the law isn't clear, and this is what the executive order is apparently going to investigate into, is clarifying it, because they're not a publisher, they're a platform. Because I create that tweet, I create that content, and I'm liable if I say something illegal. Strictly speaking, I'm liable, not them. That's what makes them a platform and not a publisher. So yeah, there's First Amendment, there's free speech, but free speech and First Amendment gets a bit wavy when you're talking about user-created content. So
that was my whole point. A platform, when you just said they're covered by the freedom of speech, yes, they are, but they have massive responsibilities. Freedom of speech does not include you fucking with somebody else's content and then saying, "But a platform."
But then there's
editorializing.
But then there's a thing like fucking Kathy Griffin is just openly calling for doxing, and she's being investigated by the FBI, and yet the tweets are still up there. But you learn to code, and you'll get banned.
We do know that there is a tremendous left bias on these platforms. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Documented and demonstrated.
How can you be banned for telling someone not to code? And what I love is when the mainstream media rubbish the idea. It's a far right trope that they're doing. That's because you're on the fucking left, you bellends. Yeah.
Everyone's far right to you, you fucking idiots. But a good example I've seen come up was, do you remember Zuby? The women's weightlifting champion. He's got a cock. He's fucking hilarious. Someone tweeted at him, and he replied, "Okay, dude." He didn't check the bio or whatever, and he got a suspension. I think like 12 hours or 24 hours or something like that. And his has been a big example that people have put up, because if you go through, and I don't have it on the top of my head right now, if you go through the exact wording of what Section 230 gives you an allowance to jump in on. So if, like you said, if someone's spamming or harassing, if someone's actually demonstratively harassing someone, then under 230, you have the ability to go in there with good faith and get rid of those tweets, block that person, etc. But Zuby wrote, "Okay, dude," and got suspended. And that's been a big example that I've seen going around, because there was nothing illegal in what he said. There was nothing, you might not have liked it. You might have then clicked on the thing and go, wait, there are they, them.
Yeah, but you know how Twitter justify that. They justify that. So we can say that it's not illegal. It doesn't matter. They prescribe that as harmful.
Yes, exactly.
End of. But here's the thing. I would normally fight for any sites, right, to do any damn thing they fucking please. Because if you've got a site that's all about Disney movies, you don't want some complete fucking knobhead on there sharing gore videos, okay?
Yeah.
However, when you monopolize the space, which Twitter do, which Facebook does, which YouTube does, all of a sudden there are responsibilities when you start shaping the narrative. So that's all it is. It's their rules, and they're going, we're a platform, these are our rules. But obviously what they're doing and what they've done over the years, and a lot of people may not have noticed it or seen it, is the way they behaved trickles down. If people become activists and get Twitter to change, you can be damn sure they're going to come after your site if you're smaller. And it's trickled down. Advertisers have gone really, really fucking strange over the last few years. It's like, well, people have complained. How many? 3? Well, it doesn't matter. Everything's become Twitter-centric to the way these people think. And it's trickling down to web hosts, to ISPs, to everything. Twitter is a platform, as Greg Topples pointed out there, and I rant about it frequently. If you say, okay, dude, you're banned for 24 hours, but they've got people on there advocating fucking kids. They've got people advocating violence.
Yeah, they've got Antifa on there, openly
bigotry,
people.
Race, all these things, but they pick and choose as to what will best appease what they perceive to be their most important audience, and the one that matches perhaps their feelings on the matter the most. And that's the problem. It's incredibly hard to run a platform and try to keep everyone down the middle, because nobody's impartial in real life. So it's very difficult to try and you know what? There's fuck ups, and you get it wrong.
Yeah, there's things, someone might tell an edgy joke, and like for example, guillotines. Whenever I see someone sharing a guillotine gif at the moment, I just roll my eyes, and I think that genuinely is dangerous rhetoric to be putting around. But loads of people see it and they're like, yeah, and here's the thing, our perspectives don't agree. As far as I'm concerned, the guillotine type people are the apart from being the first ones to fucking die, they're the ones that destroy societies. So when they're all online going, yeah, with the hammer and sickles in the things, and yet we're banning Nazis who aren't actually Nazis, they just, they think men have willies. It's insane to me. Now, this brings us to the interesting point here. Obviously, this is America, but these firms are in America, so what they decide there will echo. Both the Republicans and the Democrats want to scrap 230. We're in a really interesting situation right now. The Democrats are going to kind of half pretend that they don't want Trump to be doing this, but they want it. But there's a different pull at the moment, and there's going to be a war here, because the direction the Republicans, on average, are going is more, if it's legal speech, that should be protected. You know what I mean? You can't delete something if it's legal. Whereas the Democrats actually, on average, not all of them, they're going more in the direction of, no. They want Twitter to have the power to delete whatever the fuck they want and editorialize and do whatever. And the same for Facebook and YouTube. All the arguments about, well, YouTube are making money off you, Twitter are making money off your content. So there's got to be some sort of an agreement there. But so there's a war right now. Are we going to get a more... Is it going to swing towards free speech, or is it going to swing towards my private company when it suits me? I'm quite interested to see how it all turns out.
I think making a ruling either way on that's incredibly fucking dangerous. Just make them publishers. Finished.
Well, that's the thing.
You're always infringing on someone, aren't you? If people say, well, I should have my absolute freedom of speech on your platform, end of. Well, what about my right to run something the way I choose? Doesn't matter. All right, so bakers not wanting to bake for gay people. Well, that's different. Of course it's different, because you support them. This is where my problems always lie with this. Everyone demands, I want this on your platform. I want this on your platform. Well, where do you draw the line? Because if it's legal and it has to stay, we've all got to welcome maps, zoo files.
I think the issue is though, it's not illegal to not wear a shirt, but if an establishment has a sign that says no shoes, no shirt, no service, then that is an agreed thing, isn't it? Now, what we've got at the moment with the likes of Twitter and YouTube, with the way they're writing their terms of service, and it's totally reasonable you have terms of service, the way they're writing them, it's almost as if, a bar says, you've got to be 18 to come in. But then you go in and they say, no, it's 21. You know what I mean? You get to the bar, you ask for a drink, and then they grab you and phone the police. And I think that's kind of what it's like at the moment, where you're going in.
Terms of service on these sites are insane.
Yes.
They're insane. There's no clear, concise set of rules. There just isn't. It's
a lot of weasel words, and it's a lot of it's open to interpretation.
How the fuck do you have feelings in rules?
Oh, wait a second. D-Lo. Thanks, man. Here we go. Let's give you the dildo. D-Lo just subscribed on Twitch. Thank you very much, man. Thank you very much. D-Lo. I've actually got notifications up. No, we do appreciate it.
How the fuck do you have feelings in rules? How do you have something that's so subjective?
when Zuckerberg was sat there going, well, obviously we've banned hate speech. And it's weird because, maybe a tenth of the people that hear that were like, good. I think maybe 50% of the people that hear that just accept it, not realize. But then there'll be a huge chunk of people going, well, what the fuck does hate speech mean? What does that mean exactly? Because all civil rights that were fought for were hate speech when they first started, and I think people keep forgetting about this. When someone first was arguing that two men should be allowed to be in public together or live together as a couple or interracial people, that was hate speech. That was that, so to then ban it, it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing? And
but
again,
this is going to hit all of us. Just reading about Trump here. Sorry.
Go on.
He has signed an executive order aimed at limiting the broad legal protections enjoyed by social media companies 2 days after he tore into Twitter. We're here today to defend free speech from one of the gravest dangers it has faced in American history, frankly. A small handful of powerful social media monopolies control the vast portion of all private and public communications in the United States. They have unchecked power to censor, restrict, edit, shape, hide, and alter a large sphere of human interaction. They have points of view, he said. I don't know how much of that he wrote himself. The Trump administration hopes the order will eventually set the stage for new regulations on tech platforms such as Twitter and Facebook. Now, Last Dance made a very, very good point. I have no doubt how it will turn out. Twitter AL will get to do what they want. Do you know why? They're that big, they can be sued and they can shrug it off because their income will so far outstrip any legal costs of fighting things. Whereas, because of the way the big guys act, smaller sites will buckle and be fucked. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah.
And because of their sheer fuckery, everyone else will suffer. There we go. That's simple as that. Simple as that. Their fuckery. We pay for everything. Are you all right there, Pickle? Are you
I'm okay. I'm okay. I've not sat up for this long in quite a while now, actually. So I'm being very brave right now, Hayden. You are a brave little soldier. I've got I've got Streamlabs for Twitch, but I'm going to keep checking because I think sometimes it doesn't pick everything up. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. Keep an eye on this executive order, as apparently it's been signed now. When I saw it, it was just a leaked draft.
It's signed,
but it's very good. Well, because
here's the thing.
Go on.
Legal experts who've looked at it and take that for whatever value you want to give it. Legal experts have said they're doubtful the move would have any practical effect on the tech giants. They describe the action as political theatre, arguing the order does not change existing federal law and will have no bearing on federal courts. As he was told straight away when he went on about it, there's nothing you can do at this point.
Yeah, the order is basically bouncing it to the FCC and it's bringing it up. But for me, it's like, I like when government's slow. I like when it doesn't have the power to just, as we've got in the UK right now, where they can just add another 3 weeks to our lockdown without any debate or vote in Parliament for some reason. It's because I assumed there was no debate and vote because Parliament was off and it was an emergency. And to be honest, I accepted that, as you do for a month, maybe 6 weeks. But they're back now and they're not voting on whether or not to extend it. I'm sure it'd go through, but at least have the pretense of it.
What are the new lockdown rules? You can meet up to 6 people who aren't from your household, but only outside.
Yes.
And you must carry on with social distancing.
Yeah, which is fine. It is what it is, man. I don't mind social distancing and all that. Although I now can't go out, so I'm screwed. just as it's relaxing. Good evening, Drone Tech mate, and hello, Random Goon as well. You're all right. I gotta say, actually, just before we move on for that, that this started with this tweet about voter fraud, and as unfortunately, the debate isn't how widespread it is or could be. As this is going on now, the NAACP is trying to redo an election in New Jersey because there was so much voter fraud Like literally as this is happening, and CNN are just going, no. They're literally not reporting on this massive story with just thousands went missing and turned up and all the rest of it. And a guy just got done for changing, I think it was changing Democrats to Republican, on the actual forms. So, which he did for fun, apparently. But so yeah, it's literally kicking off. Rather than having a conversation about it, though, it's drifting the way it usually does these days, where people on the right are saying it's everywhere, and people on the left are saying it's negligible. And it's like, well, you don't know, do you?
The media don't surprise me anymore. The whole fucking thing's just rotten. I've been on such a major down. It's like when I tweeted, like, don't trust the media, don't trust alternative media, don't trust politicians. You're just fucking on your own.
Yeah. And no, I agree with you, man.
Sake, don't replace them with David fucking Icke or Brian Rose. Jesus wept. Listen to those guys if you want to. That's great. Whatever tickles your pickle. But for pity's sake, stop following. It's like all the people screaming now, we need a right-leaning Twitter. Well, they tried that with Gab, and guess what? It's a fucking cesspit. Just stop. You don't need a new Twitter. You don't need a new YouTube. Just crack on and enjoy smaller things. Why the fuck do we need these massive... Because the most people possible will see my tweets. The majority of users have a handful of fucking followers. No one sees shit.
I gotta say though, actually, in terms of that, the implied contract. So if you are making YouTube, we're making YouTube. We've spent money on gear, equipment, streaming software, editing, all of it, cameras. Mentioned in this executive order was specifically how Google has been taking money off China. Google has been developing snooping. It was mentioned in the executive order, so he's not. This isn't just I'm having a paddy with Twitter thing. This is like really, really taking aim at people for like, well, if you're going to take money from foreign governments to promote their ideology and their communism, basically, we're going to have a conversation about your protections under the law. But like you said, nothing might come of it. But at least something's happening, Aidan. At least there's
we need the cages fucking rattled. Just to say what Last Dance has put here. I've been working on a book. I'll be working on it for fucking months, but it is about my observation of how social media has cataclysmically affected not only the online ecosystem, but also our real lives. So that's basically what the whole thing's about. So yeah, don't keep your eyes peeled for it. It's fucking miles off, and it might be garbage.
Here's the thing, though. It's all about. Hayden, the way your mind works, you'll go on Twitter and have a fucking good fight, and then just walk away and be fine. But I think for a lot of people, I would recommend they use Twitter a lot less than they do. I wouldn't say that to you because I think you're all right with it. It's
poisonous. Twitter is poisonous. Some days I log in and just log out. Just log out. I can't do it. There's too much fucking stupidity.
I love this callback, man. He's just been saying this for months now, hasn't he? I know. Months. I'm sorry again, Fat Belly. I got the pad in my hand and I was just going, and I was like, I can't play. But
the problem we've got, Twitter is hell. But then we say, people tell me go to Gab. Everyone that's been banned from Twitter's on Gab. But of course, most people banned are conservative or further right. That attracts all the far right, the actual far right, and I just don't enjoy the experience any more than I'd enjoy a communist forum, All right, it's like BitChute. I really rate BitChute. I wish rate nothing but the greatest success. Hand on heart, I hope they get to be fucking huge.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
A lot of shit on there that I'm like, oh, Jesus. I don't campaign for it to be removed. I just don't watch it. And I don't use it, but it's still full of shit. But on the flip side, Ray really is, fighting the power, as it were. So all the best to him.
Yeah, and BitChute, for all the sort of dodgy content, there's gardening videos on there, there's blogs, there's all that. And it seems to follow the spirit of 230 a hell of a lot more, in the sense that, if you do want to sit there doing a video about how all black people are criminals and you wouldn't live next door to one or something like that, you might find that offensive or whatever, but that's still their opinion.
The only problem I found and this is indicative of anything. When you allow everything, and whether people like this or not, it's a fact. When you allow everything, you only keep the worst of everything.
Yeah.
And that is just the way it goes. You end up with the worst people, and what they do is push any moderate people away from the platform over time. And it has a real cooling effect. So when people say to me about the racial slur laws, are you that sensitive? I don't give a fuck. I'm a white middle-aged man. Why would I give a tin shit? I am not woke. But I know that when you leave it all, you end up with shit like the YNC, where every thread is just full of it. And that's dangerous for a website.
For me, that's perfectly fine. If you're clearly saying it's like that, it's the rules on the door of the establishment. If you're clearly saying no racial slurs, that is a clear rule, and you can point to it. If someone breaks it, you can say no under 18s. There's a clear thing. Then, if you find out,
I mean, I'm not defending our rules. I'm just saying that when you allow everything, it literally you just end up with the worst of everything.
But
it's just the way we are.
Twitter, for example, or YouTube, more importantly, because people's livings are wrapped up in YouTube.
Yes,
YouTube really needs to clarify, because they've been banning people for covering coronavirus. They've been banning
people for actual political opinion, not hate speech. They've been banning people and demonetizing people for political opinion. Look, they demonetized us for calling a fat pedophile. Yeah.
And there was nothing direct. There was no it's not like we sent the video to that person. It's not like we phoned them live on air. You know, we were covering a person of interest who was in the news. It wasn't
who is a fat pedophile.
Yeah, who is it's documented. So, you know, this isn't someone that lives around the corner from me that's trying to get on with their life, and we've took a load of pictures and then called them, you know, and yeah, this is the issue again with all these fucking late night talk show hosts that'll go on and make these exact jokes. They'll make jokes about Trump being fat and wanting to fuck his own daughter. So this is the thing now. We need rules on the door. And if we can, I mean, I'm not hopeful for this. It might not work until the next president comes along, but at least there's something going, because the rules need to be on the door. Either I can call someone a fat child fucker or I can't. And if I can't do it, but Jimmy Kimmel can, then, you know, we do. There is an issue there. There's a huge issue.
That works the way YouTube's going, because YouTube wants to be. Do you remember when it started out, and YouTube was fucking amazing for so many years, and it was called Broadcast Yourself.
Yeah,
it was fucking brilliant. It was genius. But that's not what they are now. That's not what they're really into. They're more interested in supporting the mainstream and the mega tubers. They want to make it an entertainment platform.
Yeah, well, they
don't want it to be a place where you get challenged.
They push CNN and Fox and all that, don't they? They you know, and the fucking Guardian and that. And they're not even making that stuff specially for YouTube. It's just segments. What's that?
It went from 50,000 views a video or more, and now he can only get around 5K. It's because they've squashed his reach.
Yeah, because people don't see it. I sit there sometimes and I think, like, it's weird, like Kit Boga. Kit Boga has no bad language, all that stuff. I'm subscribed to him. I always used to see when his new videos come on. And it just occurred to me the other day that I've not seen his videos for like 2 months, because YouTube just decided, no, he doesn't want that anymore. And it's weird, because I've watched a couple tonight and I enjoyed it. And it is that thing of, like, they just hide it away. And who the fuck are you to remember every single channel you sub to, you know? No, it's weird when I look in my subscriptions sometimes, because there's a lot of channels there that I've completely forgotten. You know, oddly enough, though, I do get Drone Tech in my suggested.
See, I never get Drone Tech.
I do.
I get a vape channel I've not watched for 6 months.
The
other day, it coughed a random one out from years ago. But Drone Tech, I don't get notifications. It doesn't tell me. I've touched his bell. It seems a bit pick and choosy, you know, who wants to promote. Yeah. And Drone Tech is a conservative, and therefore not worthy. Us, do you remember how when we started on YouTube, the reach was going really well?
Oh, dude, yeah.
And then
If
it
we
just
did a
went,
good video, it'd be fine. And here's the thing: what are the rules on the door? The rules on the door are if somebody hits like or watches a lot of that video, the more people that watch all the video, the more it will be recommended because they go, oh, this is a 13-minute video, and on average, people are watching 9 minutes of this, so it must be good. We're going to share it out, and they've scrapped that now. Now they've got those secret algorithms that are attached to you. So if we do a video, we say tranny, it'll go bad mark, and that bad mark is then attached to every subsequent video, and it all stacks up, and it's all secret. It's all in the background, but ultimately, people want to watch bullshit like this. People want to watch stuff like Drone Tech as well. He's phenomenally successful, despite the fact that he's being crushed because people are interested in his perspective on the world.
Absolutely.
And again, I get it, freedom of speech, private platform. But if I've got YouTube Premium to support these people, I'm paying for YouTube Premium so they get paid, and because I accepted, like, okay, your stuff might not be advertiser friendly in internet terms. I understand that. I'm going to give you $11 a month, and you can split that out with all the people that I watch. That's fine. I'm happy with that. But even that's not fucking working now because they're all getting demonetized. I'm like, well, it
has to be said, his audience fucking hates me at the moment.
Although, I know. I don't know what they
just
think
because
of
I said people at Hunt get sexually excited on a show called Trigger Warning. But the best part was when people go, Drone Tech, why would you have this person on your show? He was on my fucking show. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm. That makes me sad, but because like, why would you have this person? I think that's a good thing to have. That's
it's
good.
All right. Wait till he gets me on next time.
Random Goon has donated $2. He said, "Me and Happy Dog have been banned from Twitter so many times for the stupidest of things. It would make you guys proud." There's your dildo for the donation, by the way. Good man.
Thank you very much.
Just so you know, guys, as well, you can subscribe either by paying once a month on Twitch, or you can do it with Amazon Prime for free. Some of you will be having your months coming up now. You've got to manually do it every month, but we are monetized there. You can donate through Twitch, you can subscribe to us and all that. But just as we were monetized, did you see that new trust and safety advisor that Twitch got, the Dare Girl?
Oh,
I was just like, is the world just trying to fuck us over here? We finally got monetized. Oh, we've got a revenue stream again from the internet aid, and this is amazing. And then she just slides into view going, we're going to ban speech. It's like, fucking hell.
Twitch had to come out and say the council have no actual power.
Yeah. Like,
and everyone's like, but you're just as fucking bad.
I know. I mean, Twitch are pretty bad for that. I mean, you don't give a shit if you're a small channel. They just, it's just if someone if enough people complain about you, if BuzzFeed does an article about you and you're big but not big enough, if you're huge like Ninja, they're not going to cancel Ninja. But if if we got a BuzzFeed article, they're just like, right, fuck it off.
Oh yeah, fuck us off in a heartbeat.
But this trust team they've got together with this weird Dare Girl and all that, it's obviously just to try and like placate the woke freaks.
How do you have a trust team with the most untrustworthy fucking people on it? I'm sorry, I don't think they should be harmed. I don't think people are, not just because she is trans. It's nothing to do with trans. Everyone says cuts of trans. No, it's because that one is fucking mental.
Yeah.
That human being, I don't give a fuck what clothes it wears, what genitals it's fucking got, which way it dresses. It's fucking mental. Now, I get it. You want to be nice to people, and that's fine. Don't be horrible like I've just been. But for fuck's sake, don't put them in charge of other people.
But stop getting the lunatic trannies. There's so many awesome trannies out there. Say,
we will be banning people. It's like really up for banning. Do you know, well, again, I can only relate this to my own experiences. You take a new mod on a website, and very rarely you get one that fucking loved it. Not just doing the job, but the power. I fucked them off in a heartbeat. If a mod ever made a fucking video going, yeah, we're going to ban all the nasty people, they'd be off my site the next minute after I saw that fucking video. The next second. But for Twitch to go, look at our mental. We have a mental for you. This mental is going to make decisions on your behalf. Anyone with an anime avatar should not be allowed to decide fucking anything. That's rule number 1 of the internet.
Well,
they're all dog fuckers.
I just want one of these like woke councils, because they've all got them. You know, all these companies, apart from the ones like, you know, Kickstarter, that have just had to fire them all because it was killing the company. Because that's the cycle, isn't it? You hire these teams whose job it is to just exclude people. That is literally, they talk about diversity and inclusion, but their job is to exclude people exclusively. That's all they do. They don't go and look for people to invite. You know, it's like, but when are we going to get a tranny on one of these trust teams that will look you directly in the eye and say, yes, I am a biological male? You know, I've never seen it.
Of course not. Of course not.
It'd be classed as hate speech, which again is this thing. I need signs on the fucking door. What?
That can't be real.
Yeah, no. This is the deal, lady. She wants to ban voice chat. Yeah, in games, in competitive gaming. You imagine that, telling footballers they're not allowed to talk to one another as they're playing.
Because it's not for how many people can't speak on the whole.
Well, this is like look, dude, I've got a broken arm right now. Am I going to demand that you all strap your arm up so that we're all on a level playing field? Because that's what it is. Yeah. I'm never going to play fucking basketball, so I'm not demanding that we break tall guys' legs so that it's fair for me.
I've been realizing lately I have no place on the modern internet. I have no place. Everything I hoped and dreamed for has died. Has fucking died in flames. And this person, what's it called? Stephanie?
I just know her as Dear Girl, but it's the same person.
Dear Girl is the physical embodiment of everything that's gone fucking wrong. It's fucked. There's no place for old fuckers like me because I don't get it. I don't get the way it's gone. I don't understand. We were given everything. We were given limitless opportunities. We were given everything at our fingertips. And what did we do? Turned it into this big pile of awful shit. Now, I played a part in that with my work with Ogrish and Lively, but fuck it, at least we weren't about that. I hate this shit. I hate it. As for Ferocious Steph, I'll probably get banned on Twitch, so I'll shut my fucking mouth because I know you really like Twitch and I feel bad.
I like people sending us $3.50 every time they subscribe. It's fucking amazing.
No, me too. I'm not saying that you're a Twitch fanboy.
After months of wilderness, yeah, give me a bit of that Bezos money. Mantavani's just followed us on Twitch, actually, which is nice. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it.
Before Furious Steph pays attention to us.
I know. Oh, Google was recording like more so than usual. Then I accidentally pressed my assistant open.
What is this Twitch council, dear?
Well, apparently they're an advisory council, you know, but they don't have any real power. Twitch was very quick to clarify, like, no, you can't ban people. But she was literally threatening to ban people, or they were. I don't know what the fuck.
Alta Vista, fucking hell. I think I should be on that council.
Yeah,
I think I should be on.
Thanks, Drone Tech, by the way. I will get to it. You know, people are making jokes about this like it was a wanker raid. I really hurt myself. It was a brutal time. Several strangers came to my aid. I've actually got thank you cards sitting there, and I took photos of the door as the ambulance took me. I'm going to go and knock on the door. Well, I'm going to get my daughter to do it so they fall in love with her. Just going to give them little thank you cards. It was a really bad time. I was rescued.
Greg Topple's making his pitch for being on the fucking Twitch council.
This is the logic. That's
probably too many for their council, to be honest with you, mate. But
this is how, you know, the people who really push for equality and then equity, this is the world they live in. You know, Pol Pot, when they took over, killed everyone with glasses. Literally, that is not an exaggeration. It was just the level playing field.
Just
everyone
in case
has
they were
to be
intelligent.
Equal. Yeah,
that's what you feared.
In order for everyone to be equal, you bring everyone down. Well, equal is unfair. Equal is not even in that. Every single one of us here right now, if you put us all in a room, we've all got, in every metric you could possibly think of, advantages and disadvantages over one another. We'd all be different heights, we'd all be different speeds, we'd all have different IQs and different skills. Fuck equality. You know, like, yeah, remove barriers to entry, but fuck equality. I don't want an equal world. I want people that are good at things to be free to shine and fucking live your life and be happy. You know?
Isn't it? It's a race to the bottom. It literally is a race to the bottom, and it's fucking miserable. It's fucking miserable. We hate exceptionalism. Nothing's encouraged. You know, it's like, you know, with Junior, his maths is average. His English is very, very good. So his teachers always focus on his maths. I'm like, but he's average at it. If that's not his thing, why are we going to beat a kid up about it? You know,
he's just going to have a calculator in his hand for the entirety of his life, mate. You can just
as long as he understands let him understand the basics of how it works and keep teaching him. But why don't we focus on what he's really fucking good at? Hang on, dude. American Rebellion. Let's not be too hasty there, sir.
Well, you know, I can spell and you can't, so there we go, mate. It's YOU''RE, mate.
Grammar poem.
But yeah, Penny's there saying it's who could be the biggest victim. Well, that's what we have, don't we? And then that's what we have in terms of, I mean, well, it's weird, isn't it? Like the reaction to things. You know, first thing we're doing is checking the skin color to see how we should then react when something happens. You know,
how like, beautiful we should tell them they are.
Yeah. Although, like, you know, this George Floyd thing, man, I'm really unimpressed by when he broke the law. They kneeled on his fucking neck till he died. They murdered him. Yeah,
I'm sorry, that's an end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't kneel on someone's neck for 7 minutes whilst they're begging for mercy, basically, and that's just murder. I'm glad they lost their jobs. I'm not glad that people are rioting and destroying low-income housing on the back of it, though. That's also wrong. And then going, well, if you think one's worse than the other, it's like, no, I think they're both really shitty. I think that
you don't have to compare them.
No, murder is really bad. Destroying local businesses is also really bad. Destroying people's homes.
Shitting on your own doorstep is fucking stupid.
Yeah. Have you seen those actual buildings going up? That just burn what the fuck are you doing? Oh, thanks for the follow, Luke P85 on the Twitch. I do appreciate it, man.
Thank you very much. There's no two ways about it. No matter what he did, they killed that man.
Yeah. Oh God, it was murder. Of course. I hope they charge him with murder, first or second. I don't care. You know, in terms of premeditated, I think at some point in the 7 minutes that he knelt on his neck, you could argue. Oh, see you later. You could argue for premeditated, and I'm glad that this hasn't come, because, like, you know, like that other guy that got shot it was months ago, wasn't it? But the video only went around a month ago, and there's arguments around that, and that's one of them. You know, the two guys with the truck that shotgun that dude. That's one of them where I'm like, okay, well, let's just wait till it goes to court, because I want to see the evidence here, because there's things of like the actual sheriff texting this guy directly and saying, can you help? And so that is one of them where, you know, people will be like, you know, killed for jogging whilst black, and it's like, bullshit, man, bull fucking shit. Let's just find out what happened. It's a tragedy, but this isn't even fucking close to that. I don't give a shit. I mean, we know from things that have come out, but even if you haven't seen anything beyond the 7 minutes, nothing justified that.
It doesn't matter what he did before. They had him.
No.
They had him under control. That police officer chose to kneel on his fucking neck. Once you've got a guy down and under control, why? And now a lot of people online come out, have you ever been a police officer? No, I haven't, but I have noticed that the overwhelming majority of police officers manage to do it without killing people.
Yeah. Oh, this all cops are bastard stuff is wank. No, they're fucking
that's
not.
bullshit as well.
Most of them are.
But it's when people tell you that you shouldn't criticize this policeman because you've never been a policeman. Is that how it works? Is that how it works? We're not allowed to criticize anything we know is wrong because we've never done it ourselves. Funny how people never apply that rule to themselves, isn't it? But they demand it of you.
This is one of them, though. You know, I think Chris Rock had a bit about it, wasn't it? You know, some jobs don't have room for bad apples. You know, being a pilots, you don't want to get on a plane and think, oh, is this the guy that crashes quite a bit? You know, with pilots, you have very high standards and you have rules. And I think pilots and police, you know, very much in that area, man, they should have extremely high standards, and I think they do for the most part. I think there's an issue with city policing. There's an issue when you get lots of people.
It's like anything, isn't it? We always see the worst, but when it does go wrong with a police officer in the States, it ends with death. That's when it goes wrong.
Yeah,
I don't mean every time, but you know, when it goes really wrong, it ends up with people fucking dying, and that's the thing. So it does with a pilot when it all goes tits as well. You know, but the fact is, the copper killed him.
Yeah. Oh, I hope it's murder. I hope it's murder. And the other two should get done for accessory as well, or at least something. I mean, I'm glad they've all been. Have they been suspended, lost their jobs? I'm not sure. But we had an Amazon Prime sub. Thank you, Luke.
Well, hey,
I do appreciate it. I really, really, genuinely appreciate it, man. Especially at the moment, I'm fucking laid up. Look at that.
Go on, milk it.
Can't even see it. Can't even see it. Can
milk
you?
It.
Oh,
milk it.
Oh,
look, his hands all swollen.
So brave, honestly, dude. Did I tell you I had A&E completely to myself? Completely.
You sent me a photograph.
Oh yeah. Like
I had to show Mrs. Hewitt though, because you were trying to smile on it.
I know.
And I said, look, there's a face of a man that's really not feeling that smile. No. Bless him.
It was so weird though when I walked in, because I've been in that A&E a few times. I mean, Manchester's a big city. That's the city centre A&E, and it's usually hammered, standing room only. And to see it completely desolate. And then I got took to the minor injuries unit. Again, nothing extra. Everything was empty. There's quite a lot of staff sitting around doing nothing. Quite a lot of people. The security guards the security guards have gone completely on a break, right? The only one that had any shit about him was the one outside the kids' hospital, because he's obviously protecting the kids, and that's fair enough. But I turned around at one point, and do you remember that bit in the Joker movie, the new one, where he does that to the girl in the corridor?
Yeah.
Like that. I turned around, and it's just as a security guard did that, and I was like, dude, what you doing, man? Are you going to start stalking me, thinking we've got a relationship? No, what the fuck is going on? I was the only person in the fucking room, the only one. I'm just like, okay, cool. Just standing behind me.
New friend.
Pretending to kill himself. I just wanted to get out there and get back to my daughter, though. So I was just like, okay, cool. Whatever.
It's time to start wrapping up a little bit. By the way, if you go to the triggerwarning.tv, your experience should be a little swifter now. I've moved it to a new server that I've been fighting with for 2 days. It's the first non-managed server option I've done for about 15, 16 years. Didn't remember a fucking thing, Graham. Didn't remember how to open firewall ports. Nothing. How to install a mail server. Anything. I didn't remember any of it. I was literally screaming. But I've got it all sorted. It seems a lot quicker to me. Strangely, Google page speed says it's slower, but it's much faster. So I don't.
My experience was faster, and we've got new writers on the site, haven't we? There's going to be new.
We have. We've got a couple more starting as well.
Get yourself on there.
Yeah, and if you wanna write stuff or do anything for Trigger Warning, just let us know, whatever it is, because obviously there's fuck all money in it for anybody. But if you want to be a part of it, be a part of it.
If you want to have fun, that's literally the stuff we put on there is for fun. It's because it's enjoyable.
Well, look what Daz has got recently. He had the interview with the residents, which was fucking awesome. He's got more cool stuff coming as well. Anything that's non-mainstream, basically, we're interested in. So if you want to be a part of it, be a part of it. We'd love to hear from you. I know I've got to get back to Aphid Lip and American Rebellion this week about the radio station now that I'm finally getting it all sorted out. So that'll be good. I want to keep it going, but we've got to go now.
I do.
Time.
I need to stop making noise as well.
Yeah, we'll be back on Saturday night.
She's had a fucking nightmare with me today, mate. She went to Sainsbury's to get me some food, and her bank card didn't work. And the thing, the contactless didn't work. She plugged it in, it didn't work. She then went. They took it all to customer services. Didn't work there. She then went to the ATM. By the time she got to the ATM and that didn't work, she just burst out crying because she's been dealing with my ass all night. I mean, she was looking after me at 3 a.m. last night, and then she's out first thing. I'm not even going to talk about half the stuff she's been through. But yeah,
Smoke Steve wants
bad day.
Going to see her on Saturday.
I suspect she might want to let off steam. Actually, she's had a really bad couple of days, really, really bad. So yeah, she'll probably enjoy a bit of love from you, to be honest, which is what she always gets. I never fucking do. No, I do. I was like, sorry, I was texting you yesterday when I was going, we're still doing the podcast, Aiden. Thanks for the follow on Twitch, Martin. I appreciate it, man.
And thanks so much for watching us. We'll be back on Saturday night with the Trigger Warning lock-in. Same time, same place, just everyone can join in and we just have a few drinks and hang out. Until then, thanks again. Take care. Be well. All those things. Bye.
They've worn off. They've worn off.
Oh, fucking man up, for fuck's sake.
No, it's really bad now.